Hi, I'm Sharon. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through the ABRSM Theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and they are available to download in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory exam. It's full of hints and tips on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time on exam day when you're actually sitting and working through your exam paper. So if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find it all there. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. And now we're going to press on with some more questions from this sample paper. Sample paper Y, this is available to download from the ABRSM website. You can find the link to that in the description below. So if you turn with me to page 3, we'll continue with this paper and we'll begin with question 6. So this is again testing your knowledge of key signatures. So we're asked to write out a semi-breve, so that's the first part, the scale below, so we've got to actually write out the steps. Then we're asked not to use a key signature, but to use sharps or flats. So there are 2 things for us to do here. So let's just take things one at a time. So D major, of course, must begin and end on D. We need to be ascending, going up. So if we start on a low D and step up the scale, we're in the treble clef. We know that the bottom line is E, every good boy, and so on. So the one step below that is D. So space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line, and that gets us to D. Every good boy deserves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our octave. You have to be careful that we get every space line properly spaced out there. Remember, scale means step, so we're literally stepping up this ladder to write the scale. However, D major has a key signature of 2 sharps, F sharps and C sharps. We're not asked to use a key signature, so we need to now add those in as accidentals. So D, E, F, there's our F sharp. If you're not familiar with the treble clef, you can just count up. You know you're beginning on D. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. There's our C sharp, F, A, C. And then we're ending on D. So that's soon done. Let's look at the next one. So now we want F major descending, so we're coming down now. Descending, D for down. And so we're in the bass clef, so we need to start on a relatively high F, so we've got room to come down. So we know it's good boys deserve football, so there's our F. And now we need to step down to make this scale. 1, 2, so line, space, line, space. I'll just reposition that. Remember, the line should just go through the middle of the circle. Perhaps I went a bit wonky there, still a bit wonky. Stepping down, line, space, line, space, and there's G, so one below G is F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our full octave from F to F, and we've not gone wrong. And so we know that F major has a key signature of B flats. So we need to flatten the B. So if you're not familiar with the bass clef, you could just go good boys and find your B flat there. Or if you're not sure, remember we're descending, so to count up, F, G, A, B flat. And the flat needs to come before the note, because remember you need to know to play it in advance. There's no point putting a B and then a flat after it, because it's like, oh, shucks, I should have played that as a flat. You need to know beforehand. So that's that question completed. Let's press on. So now we've got a little bit of note reading. We've got a bit of checking out to do in the treble clef. So if you just remember that the lines are every good boy deserves football or every green bus drives fast. and the spaces spell face, F-A-C-E. Now there's one other thing, and they've even given you a bit of a clue. Include the sharp or flat sign where necessary. We have a key signature here. One sharp is always F sharps, but if you want to double check that, every good boy deserves football. So whenever you write the note F, you remember it's got to be sharpened. So here, that's a G. One below G is F, and we also know the spaces are face, F-A-C-E. So that's an F, and again, it's an F sharp because your key signature is active on that note F. So this one is a line, every good boy. So if you've not had a go of this on your own, I suggest you just press pause and have a go, try and work it out, and then you can just re-enter into the video and we'll check through these together. So I'm hoping you've had a go at these, and now we'll continue to check these answers. Every good boy deserves. Every good boy deserves football, and so again, that's not quite complete yet because it's actually an F sharp because the key signature is affecting that note. So here, this is the tied note, but the principle remains the same. If that's an F, then one above that is a G. We know that the spaces spell face, F-A-C. Again, F-A-C-E. And another space, F-A. There we go. So the second part of this question, just a little bit of observation. How many times does this rhythm of just two quavers, two eighth notes occur? So we've got one here. We've got the same rhythm here. It doesn't matter that the pitch is different. We're just looking at the rhythm. We've got another one here. And we've got another one here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So just keep your eyes peeled there, and that's an easy couple of marks. Now then, let's move on to the next question. Now this is perhaps the most obvious example of where the format for this exam has changed. Now all of these musical terms and performance directions are presented to you as multiple choice. I'm not sure that that necessarily makes your job any easier, because very often there's a red herring that could just throw you off track, and you need to read these options carefully, otherwise you can very easily be thrown off the scent. There's nothing for it but to just do some consistent revision. I would suggest that you take all of the terms from the back of your music theory and practice workbook, and I would arrange them thematically, so group together, write out a list of anything to do with loud, anything to do with fast, anything to do with slow, anything to do with quiet, all together. And the way you group it might be different than the way I group it. Just group it in any way that makes sense to you. We can test yourself here, and also if you look at my PDF sheets, I've given you a little test at the end as well, so you can give yourself a little test here as well on the PDFs, and it's just a matter of keep revising and testing yourself. It's best to make a good start on this, because as you progress through the grades, you're just going to keep adding to this list, because remember, it's accumulative. So by the time you get to grade 3, 4 and 5, you still need to know these grade 1 terms. So I'm hoping you've had a go of this, and now we'll check these through together. We need to tick the box that answers the correct definition. So FF, fortissimo, is very loud. F is loud, double F is very loud. Now here we need to be careful that we answer all parts of this. It means 120 crotchet beats per minute, okay? 120 crotchet beats, that's a little bit too vague. In the melody, well, that's a bit restrictive for the composer. In a minute gives us a precise tempo direction. We know exactly what speed to go. And 120 crotchet notes, that's a bit vague. It doesn't really tell us anything. This symbol here is an accent, so we need to accent the note. So now, RAL is short for rallentando, which is gradually getting slower. So we need to just watch that. Just slow won't do, it's gradually getting slower. And if you were revising that, I would group that with ritardando and ritenuto. Ritardando is exactly the same definition and ritenuto is held back. It's a bit more like pulling on the reins rather than not quite so gradually. So here, lento means slow. Gradually getting slower isn't correct because that's these terms here we've just referred to. And then fine means the end. So when you've done a repeat to part way through a song and then you come to fine, that means that's the end of the piece. Or you could just say, you could see the link in the word finish, fine, finish, so that would help you to revise that. So that's the end of that question. We'll look at the next question, the remaining question, in the next video. I do hope that this is helping you. I hope it's of benefit to your studies. I hope you're enjoying it. I certainly am. If you can give me a like, that would be fab, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. Please also do visit sharonbale.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.